Well, hello, everybody. So, welcome to my first ever live stream where we're doing business planning. Let me just adjust my screen a little bit so that I could see you. If you can hear me loud and clear, let me know in the chat. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to type it in. If you want to know how I got this beautiful thing above my head, maybe I'll do a webinar on Canva and the different things you could do as far as that is concerned. But today, what we're going to be talking about is getting your business started. We're going to be talking about how to make yourself as successful as humanly possible. Let me just adjust my microphone real quick. Um, what I want to do is I want to talk about what does success look like to you? You know, a lot of times agents can't identify exactly what success looks like. They get stuck with that. They say, hey, if I ask them, I say, hey, what are your goals for this year? So let me start with that. Let me ask anyone in the chat, what are your goals for the year? What are your first year in real estate? What are your goals? What are some of the things that you want to hope that you could accomplish? And like I said, wherever you're watching, also please do hit that like button. And if you're watching this sometime in the future, type in what your goals are so that I could know, I could comment. But a lot of times, what I have agents come back to me with is this. They'll say, my goal is to sell homes and to make people happy, right? So I'll see that as a comment that I'll get. I'll have agents say, I want to sell homes and I want to put families in homes and I want them to be happy. I want to sell homes and I want people to be happy. That is, or a variance thereof, right? Like I'll get various different things that are similar to that, right? Like, I want to help families get to where they need to be, things like that. Well, here's the thing. I will tell you this. Happy and goals like that are not measurable. They're not measurable. So if your goal is squishy like that, right? So we'll call that a squishy goal. If your goal is squishy like that, okay, that is not a good goal. Okay. I can't measure that. As someone who wants to hold you accountable, right? Let's say that you were doing coaching with me and we were one on one and I wanted to hold you accountable. How can I hold you accountable to I wanted to make my clients feel really happy and be excited about the home that they're going into? How do I hold you accountable to that? Very hard to. It's very hard to quantify that, right? So that is a goal that really wouldn't help set you up for success. Okay. That's a situation where you would be getting to a point where, again, you would basically not be able to quantify that. Captain Ron, someone that I always loved when I was in my exam prep time. Hello, Captain Ron. Thank you for coming in and joining. And so, um, here's a good question, and I think that I want to answer this one. So, Mary, and I hope I pronounced that correctly, or Marie, or however you pronounce it. I'm going to say that I want to try to pronounce it correctly, but let's not get hooked up on that. It says, I'm actually testing on Tuesday, worried about how do I get known in the first place? How am I going to find buyers? Now, that's a great question. I'm going to answer that right now. So let me take a little sip, and let me jump into answering that. People won't know that you are the real estate person until you start building relationships. So, a couple things that I tell you to do. Number one, you have to scream from the mountaintop that you're in real estate and you have to add value to your sphere. So, your sphere is basically what you're going to, honestly, very successful agents are always pulling deals from their sphere. Okay. So, you're going to have to get known. That takes time, right? That takes time. That will happen if you are consistent and you deliver value. Okay. So here's the thing, let me just take myself, for instance. Okay. Um, how did I get known as a real estate exam prep guy? The person, the go to, the guru. Okay. Well, what happened was I was consistently delivering quality videos and putting myself out there doing things like this. Okay. And actually, what's funny is that the reason why you're going to start seeing videos on my channel now about, new agent training and things like that is that I want to really offer that more to my agents and my students that I'm working with, other than just the exam prep. And I want to build out the exam prep. You're going to start seeing in the next coming weeks, there's going to be new exam prep podcasts that I'm working on. So there's a lot of new stuff. But at the same token, you need to just be consistent. You need to be bringing value. So those two things are going to what's going to help you get known by your clients. So that's something that's really important. So I appreciate that question. Okay. So, and also too, if you sign up over at stujacobson.com for updates on my new coaching program, you'll see I have a really awesome group coaching program that I think you all should definitely jump on board with. So that's stuff that we'll talk about more detailed, how to deliver value to your audience so that they know that you're the real estate person. So again, basically talking about setting up goals, right? Setting up what is a really good goal. I want to sell homes and I want people to be happy. Not good goal. So let's talk about something else. What I have my agents do, and I want you to get a pen and paper, okay? I want you to know, how much money do I need to survive, each month? How much money do I need to thrive each month? Okay? That's where you want to start. Like a good goal is going to start with identifying those two things, okay? Um so Captain Ron, going back to this, is my goal has been to sell one home a month and to keep bringing value to my leads. It's a great goal. But what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to challenge you to go even deeper and more specific. More specific helps you understand what it is that you're looking to do. And let me kind of help you with that, okay? So the situation is this. I always say, how much money do you need to survive? How much money do you need to thrive? Because here's the thing. In my market, okay, and I'm just going to use some math and I'm going to just give some illustrative math here. So let me get my numbers up. Let's say the average home sale price is 300,000, okay? And then the average commission is 3% on one side, okay? And then my split is 70% of what the broker takes home. So we're talking, if I did some quick math, we hate math, but I'm going to do some quick math. I'm just going to punch it into my calculator right here. I always have it right off to the side here. So bear with me as I kind of do that. And I'm going to say 3%, and I make 70% of that. So I would be making $6,300. Okay. In my area, after taxes, that before taxes, that's not enough money to have me thrive. Okay. To have me thrive, my thrive number, okay, I'll give you a roundabout idea. Okay, you ready? My thrive number is 13,000 a month. At 13,000 a month, I could comfortably pay all my bills and have plenty of money left over for my fun money and stuff like that. A survive number, like if I had to break it down to the bare bones, would be 9,500. That's just covering all my bills. So here's the thing, my challenge to you, Ron, and anybody else who is there, is my challenge to you is this. Is one home a month going to hit either your survive or your thrive number? Is it going to hit your survive or thrive number? Now, here's the thing, it might. Your survive and thrive might be different. I know my wife's is much different than mine. That's why I'm saying to you, you have to figure out what that is for you. So, knowing that my thrive number is 13,000, I could tell you this, I need to sell more than 2 homes a month. Just with these numbers. I know I need to sell more than 2 homes a month. So I have to hit 2 plus a month. Okay? I have to hit 2 plus a month to hit my thrive number. Okay. So it's a situation where now, Ron, I'm going to ask you, I'll pick on you a little bit. Okay. Does that now change your goal? Now that you're looking at your numbers and I'm challenging you to look at your numbers, what I want to know is this, has your number changed now? Have I changed your mind as far as your numbers, as you saying, you know what? Now that I do the numbers like that and I see, okay, here's the average sale price, here's the average commission, do that for your area. And or like, are you in that number? Is one enough? I would probably say that one is not enough. Leslie said, I want to thrive. Yeah, absolutely. So, Leslie, I'll actually challenge you. Okay. Let me ask this. Okay. What is your thrive number? Now that I've showed you that, what is it that would make you thrive every single month? Okay. What is it that would get you to that point? Okay. So tell me what that is in the chat, because I think that it would be interesting. And like I said, Captain Ron, if you could tell me if that has changed your mind or not, because I'd love to highlight that in the chat. Because here's the thing: if we don't know what we're measuring against, how would we know where we're going and what we need to adjust? See, here's the thing, okay? And I'm going to bring it to my friend, okay? So let me just erase these two things right here and let me put up a new post-it note. I love me some post-it notes on my whiteboard. So let me talk about this. My friend has a donut shop, okay? So I want you to picture this. You're opening up a donut shop, okay? Let's not say that it's real estate, okay? So we're opening up a donut shop. And what's funny is we were talking about this the other day, me and my friend who actually has a donut shop. Okay. We were talking about goals, and that a lot of agents, like he was like, well, don't they have a detailed business plan where they could actually go in and see what their numbers are, know what they need to make? I laughed and I said, most agents don't have a detailed business plan. I said, they don't even have a bare bones business plan. And he said, that would be like opening up my donut shop and buying enough flour to make 500 donuts when, in order for me to hit rent, I need to sell 700 donuts. He would be like, that's silly. I need to know exactly how much flour I need to put in to be able to get to a point where I'm paying my rent. Doesn't that make sense? Okay. So Leslie said, my goal is maybe three. I want to be successful. So guess what? If your goal is three, what you need to figure out is how many of these how many of these business contacts you need to make, and what is your average. See, what happens is this: as a new agent, you have to treat this just like the donut shop. Like, here's the thing: if you know it takes you, let's say your first month, it takes you 8 hours of lead generation, whether that be cold calling, door knocking, whatever the case may be, it takes you 8 hours to yield one potential lead, and you need to sell 3 homes in that month, then you know how much time you have to put in and how much energy. Okay. So you have to set yourself up kind of like the donut shop, right? Kind of like the donut shop. Okay. Um, so look at this. This is a perfect thing. Okay. Yeah. 2 is now my new goal. Look at that. We went from 1 to now, hey, you know what? Captain Ron realizes, hey, either my survive or thrive number, right, is a situation where that has now dictated that I have to shift my goal, right? And what are you doing when you don't hit your goal? I think that's something else that I need to talk about, and I need to be really kind of bringing you up to speed as far as what you do when you don't hit your goal. And also, I'm going to be talking a lot about the immediate leads. Okay. Because here's the thing: a lot of you are new agents that are getting into the business. I know that I usually don't have people watching me that have been in the industry for 15 years. I don't, that's not my audience. I'm talking to new agents. Okay. You need to be hitting and knocking the doors down on anyone who is a first sale by owner. Okay. You are now their best friend. First sale by owner. Here's why. Okay. Here's the thing. Okay. There's, that was the worst circle in the history of circles. All right. Hey, now. We want to get a better circle there. Fizbo is going to be your new best friend. Okay. Why? And I'm going to tell you why. Because they've identified that they want to sell. Okay. Here's the thing: there are other activities that you should be doing. You should be cultivating your leads. You should be building out a sphere. You should be door knocking. You should be doing all these kinds of things. Geo farming. You should be going to open houses. But what happens is this: in order for me to get you to not exit the industry and to be successful and to thrive, okay, what happens is this: it's a situation where I need you to be knocking down the doors of people that have identified the fact that they're ready to sell. And here's the thing: your first FISBO that you hit, your second FISBO you hit, your third FISBO you hit, your 100th FISBO you hit. You are not going to be perfect. Okay. You are not going to be perfect. It's a situation where you are going to definitely 100% get yourself to a point where, bottom line is, you're going to need work. Like anything. Guess what? I was talking about it yesterday. And I said, can you imagine? I said, let's take you back to, um, you know, uh, Michael Jordan's hometown. Okay. And he is 4 or 5 years old. Michael Jordan. I bet maybe even 3 to 4. He was three, let's say 3 to 5. He shot his first basketball. I want to take you there and I want to say, I want to ask you this question. As you're watching Michael Jordan, okay, we're using our time machine. We're watching Michael Jordan as a 3 to 5 year old shoot his first basket. Do you think that was a basket he made or a basket he missed? I can tell you this: I wasn't there, but he missed it. And I'm going to tell you this: the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the 100th shot he made probably didn't make a lot of them. That's Michael Jordan, the greatest to ever play the game. And here is what I said to my group that I was coaching yesterday: you have to absolutely suck at something before you're good. It's a prerequisite. It's a prerequisite. Before you're great at something, you have to suck at it. So I don't want you to be afraid of that. I really don't. Oh, Leslie, you are talking something that is right up my alley, and you know what? And I love. Listen, I love when people interact. Because it's a situation where, yeah, I love hearing these things. You want to buy properties, fix them up, and rent them out. Yeah. What I want you to do is this: tell me if there's anything else that you like, that you want to do, or that is going to be something that's going to be near and dear to your heart. Because bottom line is this: yeah, it's something that if you're doing that, where you're buying homes, fixing them up, renting them out, and being an investor, that is so up my alley. That's something that I like to do also with my group that I have over at EXP. And here's what I'm going to tell you. Okay. If you comment down below, whether you're watching this live or on recording, and you want to join EXP, you want to join my group, I do free coaching with my group and plus many others. And I'm not afraid to say that. I used to shy away from that. And I think I said this in a couple other live streams also. I'm with EXP. I think it's a great company. I left EXP. I came back to EXP. And if you want to learn more and you want to talk to me about joining EXP potentially, or even any other brokerage, I try to be non-biased. Okay. Just comment down below, Stu, tell me more, or, hey, I would love to join EXP, something like that. I always love to talk to you about that. So Captain Ron says, love helping first-time home buyers. So what is it that you love about first-time home buyers, Captain Ron? What is it that you really like about that? And tell me, my question to you would be this. What was I going to say? I want to know what it is you love about first-time home buyers. Okay. And then someone else, a call, or I hope I pronounced that right. And again, I'm awful with that. I just joined West USA Realty in Arizona. Guess what? Tell me what you love about them. I really do. I always love hearing that. I always love hearing from my agents that are just getting into the field what you love about it. And also, too, again, I'm going to challenge you if you're on my live stream. What is your Thrive and what is your Survive number? Right. So, kind of going back to a situation where we're talking about like the for sale by owners. I want you to really really start tackling them, and I'm going to go into detail in my group coaching that I'm doing starting in June. So if you are interested in that, definitely go to stujacobson.com and we will get you more information on that. Because like I said, I'm officially starting in June on that, because you just said you don't know how to start, so a great start is identifying your Survive and Thrive number, right? Knowing how many homes, based on what the home sale prices are in your area, you need to sell to be successful every single month. I mean, because bottom line is, the reason why people get out of the industry is because they don't know those numbers and they miss them, right? It's because they can't put food on the table. Because, hey, guess what? Captain Ron just said, okay, it's a situation where, started the business planning webinar with, hey, my goal is one a month. Now Now he said, hey, looking at the numbers, I need to do two or more, right? I need to do two or more. Yeah. So going back to this, just to kind of circle back, is for sale by owners. I really want you tackling those because those are people that have identified they were looking to sell and they need help selling. And statistics are that I'm going to write a big 70 here, 70%. Okay. That's what the statistics average around. 70% of for sale by owners eventually are going to list with an agent. Done. You gotta hit those because that's going to make a difference in your business when 70%, so if you had 10 for sale by owners, 7 of them are going to list with somebody, you need to be their best friend. Here is how you get to the point where you're going to be positioned for the listing, and that is by giving them intense value. Okay, that is basically helping them sell their home on their own. Stu, that seems counterproductive. Nope, not counterproductive, because again, we know that without exposure on the MLS, 70% of them are still going to have to list with an agent. Okay, so all you're doing is you're trying to be helpful to them. So go to their home, and drop off a checklist, create a checklist. Listen, the simplest thing you could do right now, simplest thing. Okay. And I help my agents who are in my coaching program put this together, but I'm going to actually show you what I go through, like the steps I go through. I ask a local attorney or title company, I go, what documents, okay, would you say are very important for a homeowner to have ready to close on their home? Okay. What are they usually missing? And how can they go about getting that? Listen, that's so valuable. I can tell you right now, copies of their deeds, any kind of title insurance paperwork that they might have. How could they go about it if they don't have it? Guess what? This is stuff that you would need to do for them if they were your listing anyway. So you're kind of preemptively saying to them, hey, here's a checklist. And I usually have like 10 things on it. I don't overwhelm them because I know NAR puts out the, hey, here's 185 things that a real estate agent does for you. Malarkey, ham, and cheddar cheese. I hate those. I'm not looking to scare someone to working with me. I'm looking to simply explain my value to you. Simply, concisely explain my value to you. I'm going to give you a checklist that if you are selling your home, this is something that you need. I conversely also have a buyer checklist. If you are buying a property, here are the things that you need. Okay. That is 100% what I would do there. Okay. So that's a situation with that. I would say bring them intense value, and that's going to help you get there. So Captain Ron, I love Captain Ron. So Captain Ron said, it's their first home and their excitement is infectious. It makes me want to help them more. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely in a service industry, right? We're in a service industry, and it is contagious. We do want to help people, and so here's the thing. Here's my homework for you, and what I'm going to challenge a lot of you to do in your business planning. Your very first thing you need to tackle for sale by owners. You need to do that. Okay, you need to get a checklist together and create it in Canva. Okay, so that's my homework for you. I want you to do that. Create your checklist for sale by owners. The other thing that I want you to do, and I'm going to write it down again. Okay, we're going to do a RACI here, is I want you to know and identify what your survive and thrive number is. Okay, and I want you to figure out how you're going to get there. What is your survive and thrive numbers, and how do you plan to get them? That's very simple. I mean, here's the thing. We could go into, like, if you were a 10th year agent, right? Okay. If you were a 10th year agent, then I would say to you this. Number one, if you were a 10th year agent, I would say we have a totally different conversation. They should know their survive and thrive numbers. And we're going to go deeper into it. We're going to talk about expenses. We're going to talk about advertising. We're talking about how the business runs, where they get most of their business from. That's not where we're talking about with you. We're talking really simple, really simple. You're new agents getting into the business. Want to know kind of what your number is. Just like we adjusted just now live with Captain Ron, You went from 1 to 2, which is a more reasonable number. Now you just have to identify and dig deeper as to what you're going to do to get to those numbers. And what do you do when you miss those numbers? That's equally important conversation, right? That's equally an important conversation. So it's a situation where I would say to you, do that. So Leslie said, I just downloaded your math guide. Yeah, hey, I have it scrolling right at the bottom of the screen. So if you're still trying to study for your exam, I'm not forgetting about you. Just because I'm doing a lot of new agent stuff doesn't mean that I'm not forgetting about those other things. I'm going to have a study guide coming out like shortly. I finished it up like maybe like 6 months ago, but it's a situation where I would say head on over to the math guide, check that out, and keep an eye out on when I'm going to be launching my new agent programs. And also share this with your friends and family. And as I said, if you are interested in having the EXP conversation with me, go ahead, type down below that you want to do that. Also, if you have a question about another brokerage, or if you want to talk about why your brokerage is amazing, I'm always willing to hear it, because guess what? I coach and train agents at every single brokerage, every single part of the country. So I'm always here for you. And also remember, hit that like and subscribe button over on YouTube. And I'm going to see you all real soon.